Hey, this is M from the 33 Secrets, and in this video, I'm going to teach you 3 secret tricks for how to pick up beautiful women at Starbucks. So let's get started. First off, Starbucks, I know, has become very cliche these days for being the subject of countless pickup blogs for meeting women there. However, I have yet to see a single pickup artist, much less any guy at Starbucks other than myself, actually there picking up beautiful women. You'll almost never see any competition from other guys. It will generally just be you. Unlike bars and clubs where you often face tons of competition from other guys. So the fact remains, Starbucks continues to be a gold mine for meeting tons and tons of beautiful women any day of the week, any time of the week. Now with that said, not all Starbucks locations are made equal. There are many Starbucks locations that are not located in the safest areas or the best neighborhoods. And as I teach you, beautiful women do not like to frequent neighborhoods that are unsafe or put their safety in danger. So you want to focus on frequenting Starbucks locations that are located in relatively safe areas that are in or near a major city. Personally, I prefer Starbucks locations that are located near a major college campus or a university. Why? Because you'll have an endless stream of beautiful, young, hot women under 30 coming in and out all day long, 24 hours a day. And I'm not even kidding when I say that. Starbucks locations that are near a major college campus or a university tend to be overwhelmed with beautiful, hot, young women under 30 who are in the prime years of their physical attractiveness. And unless beautiful women suddenly break their liquid crack habit, Starbucks will continue to be a gold mine for meeting beautiful women any time of the day, any time of the night for many, many years to come. So right now, I'm gonna give you 3 secret tricks that will allow you to walk into any Starbucks location you just learned about and use these 3 secret tricks to start attracting beautiful women into your life right now. Now, one of the key benefits of picking up beautiful women at Starbucks, as opposed to going out there and doing day game, is that Starbucks has free Wi-Fi, which means you can bring your computer, stay productive, get work done, while still meeting tons of beautiful women at the same time. All these guys you see out there doing day game all day long, 7 days a week, wasting their energy, chasing women down the street, following them all over town, running through traffic, burning their entire day. You don't need to do any of that, okay? You want to be smarter than them. There are a lot more efficient ways for meeting beautiful women that require less time, less effort, and will actually allow you to stay productive in the process. And one of those ways is simply by going down to any of the Starbucks locations I just mentioned, plugging in your computer, and using these 3 secret tricks I'm about to teach you. So secret trick number 1 for meeting beautiful women at Starbucks, and this is the first thing you want to do when you get there, is you want to purposely sit right next to the condiment stand. Basically the area where all the napkins, straws, and sugar shakers are. And the condiment stand is usually located right next to where customers need to go to pick up their coffee. So any beautiful woman who comes in will end up needing to wait in this area for her coffee. Not to mention, she'll also need to grab straws, napkins, add sugar to her coffee. This area is prime real estate for meeting tons of beautiful women who come in and out all day long. You can literally sit there all day and strike up conversations with every single beautiful woman who walks in. And because you're already sitting there when she walks in, she won't suspect that you're following her around and trying to pick her up. It's very easy and non-threatening to strike up conversations with every single beautiful woman who's forced to stand there with absolutely nothing to do except wait for her coffee. And there are literally a million things you can say to start your conversation with her. I mean, you can comment on her shoes, her bag, her clothes, her cell phone. It doesn't really matter what you say because you're already in somewhat of a power position, because you were already sitting there long before she ever walked in. So her guard won't immediately come up if you suddenly make a comment and start a conversation with her. Just to give you an example, I've been as blatant as kicking the extra chair open at my table and saying, "Here, take a seat," or "Here, take a load off." And half the time she will sit down and you can continue your conversation from there. The other half of the time, she'll be too shy and she'll simply say, "No thank you." To which you don't want to stop there. You want to push forward and you want to say, "Don't be shy, I'm not trying to pick you up." And I'll even say that. I'll say, "I'm not trying to pick you up," which for some reason is extremely effective for disarming beautiful women. And generally, after saying that, she'll often laugh and feel comfortable enough to finally sit down. And when she sits down, you can now say, "See, told you I wasn't trying to pick you up." It's actually kind of funny because I've done this many times before, and it's often later when I'm actually dating the girl. We'll be out somewhere kissing, holding hands, and she'll often make a point to say, "Hey, remember when you said you weren't trying to pick me up?" Okay, secret number 2. If you can't get seating by the condiment area, because sometimes it gets busy in there, you'll want to instead sit right next to the restroom. Now, not every Starbucks is going to have tables near the restroom. However, many do. And even if for some reason you can't get seating by the restroom, you can easily sit anywhere in the store, and whenever you see a beautiful woman waiting in line to use the restroom, you can easily get up, go stand in line behind her, and start your conversation, and she won't think anything of it. I mean, you can ask her the most obvious questions and she won't suspect that you're trying to pick her up. You can say something as obvious as, "Are you waiting in line to use the restroom?" Of course, she'll say yes. It's kind of a dumb question. And you can say that too. "Sorry, dumb question." And you can easily push forward from there and say something like, "I could never understand how Starbucks can serve liquid all day and have only one restroom." You always want to say whatever is most applicable to the current situation that you're both in. Don't use canned openers or canned material. Stay away from that stuff. Just use the environment around you. It makes it 1,000 times easier to come up with literally a million things to talk about, and she won't suspect you're trying to pick her up. So all you're looking to do now that you've got your initial conversation started with her is you want to jump right into the logistics. Find out what she's up to that day, where she's headed, because when you meet a beautiful woman at Starbucks, you're generally only going to have a few minutes to start your conversation, find out where she's headed, so you can strategize accordingly. This will also help you develop speed in your game, and it'll give you the ability to think on your feet because you don't have a whole lot of time. Unlike day game or night game, where you sometimes have almost too much time with your target. And you get complacent because you think you're gonna have all night with your target, so you start having boring conversation with her. But when you only have a few minutes, you train yourself to be fast, to get through the first opening lines of the conversation, get a laugh out of her, get her comfortable, so you can move right into the logistics. You want to know the logistics you're dealing with if she suddenly shows interest in you or if you see an opportunity to hang out with her that day. For example, if you find out she has an hour to kill before her dental appointment, that's a perfect excuse to go on an instant date right there. You can go window shopping, you can grab a drink somewhere, you can grab lunch, or you can simply sit at Starbucks and keep talking. But you need to find out her logistics early in your conversation so you can strategize accordingly, because chances are she's going to be leaving just as fast as she came in, so you're not going to have a whole lot of time. All right, secret trick number 3, get a book, an astrology book, a self-help book, or something similar that you can place right on your table in plain view for beautiful women to see. Many times, this secret trick alone can start your conversation for you if you have a book that piques her curiosity. I used to have a big purple astrology book with the title, Your Astrology Sign and What It Means. And it was in big gold letters. And I used to leave this book out on my table in plain view so it was blatantly visible. and I can't tell you how many dozens and dozens of beautiful women would stop and ask if they could look up their sign. It's a very easy, non-threatening way to get her attention, to get her to start the conversation with you without you needing to lift a finger. I also had a Tony Robbins book, who a lot of beautiful women happen to love Tony Robbins, and I used to leave that out. And a lot of beautiful women would stop and ask, so how do you like Tony Robbins? And I'd look up and say, oh, are you familiar with his teachings? And all of a sudden, I'd see her eyes light up, and it would spark a long-winded conversation from there. I also had a book called Why Women Cheat, and I used to put that out on my table and get tons of comments from that book. So the key to making this trick work is you want to find books with big titles right on the cover that she can easily read from a short distance. Like if she's standing a few steps away, waiting for her coffee. She should be able to read the cover on that book right from where she's standing. And you want to get books with titles that are immediately interesting or titles that are shocking. So if you're at Starbucks, for example, you might want to get a book that says, the 7 dangers of drinking coffee at Starbucks. The point is, you want to have something sitting on your table that will get her attention, get her curious, and give her a reason to want to comment and start a conversation with you. You want to take her out of her mental space and get into yours. Because most beautiful women are just so used to running right into Starbucks, grabbing their coffee, then running right out. So it's become very routine in her life. Instead, you want to break through that routine. You want to break through her mental space. You want to have something sitting on your table that catches her attention, gets her out of her mental space, and gives her a reason to comment and start a conversation with you. And by simply leaving a book out on your table that sparks her curiosity, you'd be surprised how many beautiful women will stop and comment and start a conversation with you when it's a book that sparks their curiosity. And these are usually going to be astrology books, self-help books, books with shocking titles. Back when I used to do pickup, we used to call this chick crack, and it still works, so I definitely still recommend using it. So to wrap up, the 3 secret tricks for picking up beautiful women at Starbucks are: number 1, you want to sit right next to the condiment stand, which will generally be located right next to where customers pick up their coffee. This is where beautiful women will often stand with nothing to do while she waits for her order. This gives you a perfect opportunity to start your conversation with her without it looking like you're trying to pick her up, because you're already sitting there long before she ever walked in the door. Secret trick number 2, if you can't sit by the condiment stand, then you'll want to sit next to the restroom. And not all Starbucks locations are going to have tables near the restroom. However, even if they don't, you can still sit anywhere in the store, and whenever you see a beautiful woman standing in line waiting for the restroom, you can easily get up, go stand in line behind her, and start your conversation, and she won't think anything of it. All you're looking to do is get your initial conversation started so you can jump right into the logistics. You want to find out where she's headed that day, what she's up to, so you can strategize accordingly. Secret trick number 3, get a book. Get a book with a big title right on the cover that speaks directly to beautiful women. Astrology books, self-help books, books with shocking titles. Again, this is what we used to call chick crack. You want to be able to leave this book right out on your table in plain view and get beautiful women to start the conversation with you without you having to lift a finger. This is probably the easiest trick for meeting beautiful women at Starbucks because it requires absolutely no effort other than you just sitting there and leaving this book out. So those are my 3 secret tricks you can use right now for meeting beautiful women at Starbucks. And remember, you want to go to a Starbucks that's located in a relatively safe area in or near a major city. My personal favorite, like I said, are Starbucks locations that are located near a major college campus or a university, because you're gonna have a 24/7 endless stream of beautiful, hot, young women under 30 who literally come in and out all day long. And when you apply these 3 secret tricks you've just learned, it'll be like fishing with dynamite. So until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets, and I'll see you in the next video.